Hi everyone, my name is Dead Channel, and as you all know, there are rumors saying that there will be UA characters that having a rerun, specifically the likes of Hu Tao and Ganyu. And in this video, we'll be talking about, who's better for Abyss and such, and technically who's worth more for your Primo gems. So we'll start it off with what makes them good in general, right? And what makes them good in Abyss. So both have good single target and AoE, and for those who don't know, current Abyss requires the ability to kill one beefy guy and dealing with mobs. And in case if you're wondering, yeah, Hu Tao does have some sort of AoE if you just play her well, so there's that. Number two, both are easy to build, especially when you compare them to other DPS characters, because Ganyu, now you build some Blizzard Strayer, which is you don't have to worry about your crit rate. And as for Hu Tao, her timepiece is either HP or EM, which is in my experience and in my opinion, way easier to get compared to an attack timepiece and easier to get substats as well. Number three, both are free to play friendly. No brainer. Ganyu's best 4-star weapon is technically in the blacksmith, and as for Hu Tao, you can get away with even 3-star weapons. Number 4, both have great DPS window, which is very key in Abyss. You all know Ganyu has consistent DPS output overall and insane DPS output as well. As for Hu Tao, if your elemental skill is active, obviously you'll just wreck people in seconds, so both are really good in Abyss. And of course, last but not least, both are top tier waifus. But okay, with how I said this pros, right? You'll be thinking, wow, they're like similarly close, right? And they're like really good in Abyss. Well, technically, yeah, both of them are good in Abyss, but Ganyu is just better. Ganyu is more consistent and she has no real downtimes. She has diverse teams. She is great with her teams as well, like Freeze and Melt. And not only that, both Ganyu's Freeze and Melt teams are, both of them are really competitive in terms of DPS output. Really good for Abyss. If you wanna have some sort of AoE, mobbing power, go with Freeze. Makes your Ganyu safe as well without requiring any shielding whatsoever. And if you're struggling with boss type, like boss type bosses like the Mago Kenki or the what you call that, Pyro Hypostasis, you can just go for Melt and shred their face. While as for Hu Tao, she's super reliant on Sync Show. You can clear content with her without Sync Show, but it'll be harder to pull off. Hu Tao is just super reliant on Sync Show. And speaking of reliant, Ganyu is not reliant on a specific character really. You can get away with a Barbara Kaya as your core and an Anemo support mobs like Sucrose or Anemo MC. With that team, you can actually clear Abyss. No joke. You can at worst guarantee 6 stars clear with that team. That's just how really good Ganyu is. And most of all, I think this is the most important one. Ganyu isn't affected by ley line disorders, since her main source of damage is tied to her charge attack. And of course, another important thing, she can deal with shields, she can deal with Lector and Herald, and Abyss Mages and Lava Churls. Like, she just doesn't care at all about those shields. I would say the only thing that would stop Ganyu is if MiHoYo just decided to fill floor 12 with Cryo Slimes in every single chamber, like every opponent is a Cryo Slime. I think that's the only nerf Ganyu will ever receive so far. So yeah, Ganyu is a really solid character overall. She's looking to be future-proof so far. There have been a lot of Abyss iterations, and she does so well against those. So in my personal recommendation, I would say Ganyu is really better compared to Hu Tao. But I will say though, if let's say you really like Hu Tao and you don't need the prio character or you need a pyro carry, Hu Tao is really worth it. I think Hu Tao is just made for Abyss as well. Like how her kit works and her DPS output, I think she's just tailor-made for Abyss. She can give you that 9-star clear easy. She's just perfect in Abyss because of her insane DPS window. So let's say you pulled for Ayaka and you're tempted to pull for either Ganyu or Hu Tao in the future. I would say Hu Tao is better then. But if you have Ayaka and you have a well-built Diluc or like a Constellation for Xiangling, then just go for Ganyu. I don't think Hu Tao is like a super duper upgrade compared to a Diluc or Xiangling. I mean, she clears Abyss easier, but Diluc is still a solid unit. Diluc can give you a 9-star clear as well, still. And Xiangling with high constellations is just, you know, she's just giga broken. I don't need to explain it to you that much. So this is a topic that's been asked on my Abyss clear. They've been asking me who's, you know, better to pull for and who's better in Abyss, you know, meta. And Ganyu is just better. And I just want to give a little bit more detail compared to the answer that I given to one of my comments. I mean, I still did give a good answer, I think. It's just, it's not in detail compared to this video. So yeah, Ganyu is better. Ganyu is looking like the picture perfect character for Abyss so far. So she's really worth your Primo Gems. And yeah, if you're having second thoughts, like I said, let's say you don't need a Cryo carry and you're looking for a Pyro carry, Hu Tao is solid as well. Those are just the scenarios I would say where you can pull for Hu Tao, but other than that, 100% just pull for Ganyu. Though of course, there are issues with both of them in terms of, you know, for mobile players. I don't think they're mobile friendly to play since you need to aim with Ganyu. You need to hit your charge attacks, and as for Hu Tao, you need to charge attack properly in order to maximize her. So those are the only downsides that I see with them. But other than that, I have nothing more to say. Ganyu is really solid, and if you need a pyro carry, Hu Tao is looking like a solid character for you if you need to clear Abyss as well. And of course, one last thing before I end this video. The most important thing in terms of wishing for a character is that just roll for the character you want. In this case, just roll for your queen. So if your Hu Tao is your queen, just, you know, roll for her. Pull for the character you want. But if you're like me, who simps for both Hu Tao and Ganyu, all I can say is this: may the force be with you.